Hey! But before I know it, he reaches out to grab me, taking my body tightly against his chest. Oh, just relax. Before we start, please note that the game contains adult romance and novelty. On top of that, there will also be a lot of yabai, thirsty, down bad, and sussy moments coming from me. So if you are under 16 or are sensitive to these stuff, I'll give you 5 seconds to turn off and throw your computer out the window so you can reflect upon your life. Okay, now you have been warned. And for those who still remained here, I assume you are as weird and disgusting as me. I like it. Well then, sorry for the wait. Let the show begin. Enjoy. Right guys, welcome back to Red Embrace. So it's been, I think, 2 months since I've recorded the last episode. It's like since the last episode. So if I sounded different, I mean, if I give the characters a bit of a different voice, do pardon me because I don't remember much. So because I need to wait for the house is empty, then I can do like recording like this. Otherwise, my mom would think me of a weirdo. I don't want that to happen. So anyway, the early afternoon sun trickles into my apartment, fighting through storm clouds to arrive on my face. Let's see what's gonna happen. I push myself up with a yawn. I can't say I feel very refreshed. I mean, I rarely get refreshed after a nap because, I don't know. I sometimes I wonder if my mattress is too soft, so I might need a new one. But the mattress is quite expensive, that one I'm using, so I might have to tweak it a little bit. My cat is just looking for me. Like, he's just sleeping when I'm not recording, and now when I'm recording, he's coming to bother me again. Those events last night, the fight between Dominic and Rex, the vampires. I was hoping it would be a dream, but it sticks too vividly in my mind, like a bad taste that won't leave my mouth. Well, that happens when you suck something bad. Whoop. I could mix something up. I can mix up an amazing EP inspired by this stuff. Although I'm not sure if I'd lived long enough to drop it. Still half asleep, I mumbled to myself as I put on the coffee machine. It's true, all this excitement's definitely inspired me a little, though I'm also too on edge to really channel it right now. Dominic. His offer from last night still echoes in my ears. I forgot what happened last night. I think we were in the warehouse talking. Oh, he's gonna protect me. Nice. I can't believe he really wants to help me. Maybe it's just a bad prank, and he's not going to show up tonight after all. That would make more sense anyway. I have a hard time believing a guy like him would just help me out of the kindness of his heart. You don't know. You don't even, you would never know. Some people look cold on the outside just to protect their warm little hearts. But after yesterday, I really don't know what to believe anymore. I finished a couple of short songs for the indie game I was hired on to, but I know I'll need to go back and give them another listen when I'm more focused. In the last couple of hours before work, I decided to play around with a new track, trying to capture the essence of the tension from last night. Oh, by the way, speaking of playing around with new track, I'm starting to design my own VR model. So if things go well, hopefully I would start to do that in half a year. I don't know, hopefully, because I have to edit my videos, like make videos and like sort out VTubing all by myself. Now the general design of my character is done, so now I'm just putting other details and fixing up the physics of that, so do look forward to that. I'm really excited too. It ends up as some dark trip-hoppy music with out-of-tune guitar and grungy synths. I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry. Sounds like it'd be right at home in a vampire game at least. When I get ready to leave, the sight of the darkening sky outside makes me tense. I'd better hurry to the diner before it gets too late, and hope that Dominic keeps his word. Luckily, nothing happens on the way to my shift, and I flick on the diner's lights with a sigh of relief. There's a guy. This crap is doing a real number on my stress level, I say. I'll say. Ugh. Muttering to myself, I switch the sign to open after a little bit of prep work, and the night finally begins. Yeah, I'll have, just the fries. Yeah. Coming right up. What the hell fell? Just the normal drunk customers. Hey, dude, can I get an ice cream frosty thing? You mean like a milkshake? Yeah, dude, milkshake. That's totally what I meant. How'd you know? How'd you know? Average high as a kite teenagers. Well, hopefully I nailed that voice. Nothing out of the ordinary. Not yet. Occasionally I glimpse a shape moving outside a diner's windows, although it's probably just a random passerby. For some reason, though, I have an uneasy feeling. It's like I'm being watched, and not in the comforting guardian angel way either. Guardian angel. I don't pronounce stuff well. My tongue starts to tie itself because I haven't been speaking in English for such a long time. At last, my shift comes to an end, but there's no sign of Dominic. Well, maybe he's watching from afar. I want to head home soon, but I really don't feel safe going outside. If worse comes to worse, maybe I can just sleep in the diner overnight. Storage crates don't make great pillows, really. Pillows, but they're often better than coffins. Mood. It's too edgy. At that moment, the door swings open, and the sight of a new customer interrupts my thoughts. Well, hello, welcome to the... Dominic. Oh, hey, girl! Hey! You're so sure a sight for sore eyes. Sure enough, the tall and intimidating figure before me is the same one I spoke to last night. When he sees my shocked reaction, however, Dominic's expression darkens somewhat. Why do you look so surprised? I told you I'd come. There's a very slight wounded hint in his voice, as if my lack of trust makes him unhappy. You better explain yourself! Sorry, I'm a bit too jaded to believe in knight in shining armor. Although I guess I could make an exception for knights in baggy jackets. Now I feel guilty for You should, you fucker, for doubting him, even though I think it was pretty justified, all things considered. Are you ready to go? His eye softened faintly after my apology, but there's still a tense look on his face. Maybe it's just his neutral face, come on. He's probably thinking about what'll happen if we get caught by other vampires. Well, he's not the only one who's worried. I'm ready. You want a cup of coffee or something before we leave? It's not exactly blood or anything, but do they still drink blood? Jeez, that sounds stupid. Should have just kept my mouth shut. Yeah, you should have. I'm fine, thanks. Dominic gazes at me for a moment. The corners of his lips curled over ever so slightly upwards. Well, he liked that joke. Then he turns towards the door, beckoning me to follow. After I grab my things, I head outside onto the dark street. I can't speak. Excuse me. It's pretty deserted this time of night, so the only people on the sidewalk are me and Dominic. He moves at a pretty fast clip, his eyes darting around us warily, flicking towards any kind of movement, whether it's a stray moth or a fluttering plastic bag. I can't help but notice how close he is to my side too. Ooh, nice. His arm brushes against mine every couple of seconds. Ooh! A little embarrassed. Why? What, are you gay or something? I mean, really, you shouldn't be too embarrassed, even though you're interested in him. Come on, you can't be too easy. Come on. I shift a couple of inches away, but he ends up closing the gap again a few moments later. You're gonna fall off the sidewalk. At his amused comment, I realized I've drifted so close to the curb that I almost fell. I think it's a typo. I almost fell in the street, something like that. Well, if I move any further to the right, I'll crash to his side. So, do you have any family around San Fran? When I try to change the subject, Dominic shoots me a sharp look. Yeesh, did I stumble on a touchy topic? I thought it said touchy spot. I don't know if that meant something else, but oh well. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. I mean, it's gotta be complicated with the whole vampire thing. East Coast. What? He murmured flatly, avoiding my gaze for a moment. They're out on the East Coast. They don't know where I am. He sounds guilty, as if he ran away without saying anything. Did he come out here just to get away from his family then? Or maybe he was just trying to protect them, like he's trying to protect me now. Let's try this. Charming. Ew! You must miss them. I bet they're worried sick about you, if they don't already think you're dead. After a brief pause, Dominic nods. I can't help but think he looks terribly lonely, shadows grooving deeply into his tired features. I'm sorry, I can't really put myself in your shoes, but I know it must be hard. Oh, he's smiling, nice. You're warming him up. Ooh! He offered me a faint smirk, although there's nothing happy about it. Don't see a point to self-pity. It's just how things are now. Ugh. I can't do a low voice. Maybe I should try harder. Dominic's eyes drift up to the light-polluted sky as we walk along, and I follow his gaze. You know, I don't really have a cool voice. It's just I usually do voices for like jacky and wacky stuff, like crazy stuff, but I never do like seriously cool and glamorous people. So it's gonna be a challenge. I'm sorry, Argent Games, I failed you. And I failed to whoever who's watching them. There are no stars, just dark, moody clouds that look like billowing smoke. I don't know what's billowing, but that's fine. My brother's getting married soon. Oh, how'd you find out? I saw it in the newspaper. Oh, you're a celebrity. Your brother's a celebrity? I don't know. His broad shoulders slumps a little, even though his voice remains steady. There's no way for you to go? Dominic shakes his head, tightly closing his eyes. I can't face them like this. He sounds so bitter that it makes my chest hurt a little. Oh, you love it! Come on! Just admit it, come on. I have a feeling that he doesn't get any joy out of being a vampire. Maybe his brother is a human. I don't know. Whatever power it must give, the costs are probably a lot worse. Maybe you could phone him, send an anonymous note? Not the same as being there, though, is it? Damn. I frown, trying to think of some alternative for him, but I doubt anything replaces an in-person meeting. Oh, you're up close. Okay. When I glance over to him, I notice Dominic watching me with a smile. Wasn't he just brooding a second ago? Did I just say something stupid again? Maybe I should do that every time, but I don't want to take the seriousness away from this because it's so sweet and cool. But I mean, my like me being like casual and like not serious about this is just ruining this game. To my shock, Dominic reaches out with one of his large hands, suddenly ruffling my hair. Yowie hands? His fingers tousle, I don't know, through the strands, mussing them. Mussing them up playfully. The touch of his hand is softer than I'd expect. I don't know. And I can't even believe it's the same hand that was swinging punches at Rex last night. He pulls back before long, though, and I hurry to smooth out my messy hair. Where did that came from? Jeez, warn a guy first. Don't worry about it. Dominic shakes his head, and his smile fades soon afterwards. Aw. Come on, you're getting into his heart, mate. You're doing good. He really doesn't stay bright for us for longer than a few seconds, does he? Like the sun flickering out between clouds. I don't think that's an appropriate analogy, but, well, you're different. Huh? Here he goes again, saying stuff out of the blue. How am I supposed to keep up? Yesterday, Rex jumped at you because you had a different scent. A different scent? What do you mean? Hesitating, Dominic averts his eyes to one side, narrowing them with uncertainty. It's something special. It makes your blood sweeter to us, but If you turn, then... What, Rex is somewhere here? Dominic suddenly freezes. I stop beside him, glancing around in confusion. Then what? Dominic, what's going... The next second, he grabs my hand and breaks into a sprint. Completely baffled, I run with him as fast as I can, and we dash into a nearby alley at top speed. Oh, it's the same alley? Dominic, what the hell's going on? Behind us. Dominic's voice growls out urgently over the sound of our footsteps. Then I throw a glance over my shoulder. There are a few figures hurtling. Is it hurtling? I don't know. Hurtling towards us. One of them on all fours. Hey, where are you guys going? Come back! A familiar sing-song voice calls out to us glee. It must be Rex. Echoing in the alleyway. Rex? Ignore them. My eyes go wide as I recognize the voice, but Dominic immediately grips my hand harder. Are you guys on a date? You didn't even invite me. Hey, Dom, don't be selfish. Rex's mocking words ring out behind us as we keep running, taking every twist and turn we can. But I thought there were multiple, like a bunch of them. Why is only Rex here? Ugh. It's hard for me to keep up with Dominic, whose long legs and powerful body propel him forward with incredible speed. You don't have to describe that. That makes you more suspicious. You can't get away from me, baby. I could catch that scent from miles away. Come on, Dom, share him with us. I want to keep him for you, and you want to keep him for yourself, don't you? Greedy bastard. Ugh. Dominic grits his teeth together, his eyes flashing with visible anger. Cold sweat breaks out on my back as Rex taunts us. Dominic. No, Dominic's different from them. He's not keeping me around for that. There's no way. Quick, inside. Quick, inside. Ugh. I can't do that voice. I'm so sorry, guys. Suddenly, Dominic shoves me through the side door of a building. I stumble through the darkness, but he pulls my hand to tuck me further in. Ooh. Where are we? Huh? Oh, hey, we're in the pub. The dimly lit space we emerge into is a club. Ooh. Blend in. He leans down to hiss into my ear, brushing his lips against it so I can hear his voice over the loud music. I have never been to a club, so I would act very awkwardly in this place. Without missing a beat, Dominic guides me onto the dance floor, weaving through the throngs of people. I glance weirdly over my shoulders to see if Rex and the others are following, but I can't make anything out in the dark. Ooh, nice. But when I turn back, I realize Dominic isn't pulling me along anymore. Instead, he's facing me, and his blue eyes glimmer faintly in the flashing lights. Dominic, aren't we going to... Shh. I know. Shh. And just like that, he started to curl his arms around my waist, tugging me towards him. Ooh! We're getting into the meat of it! Ooh! My first reaction is to pull away, but I realize he's doing what he's doing after a few seconds. Come on, pan up, please! He wants to dance here so that the other vampires will lose our scent in the middle of all these people? They probably can't attack us in this place, even if they do find us. I guess it's a pretty smart plan. Ooh! Although my cheeks start to flush a little from our sun closeness, I hesitantly slide my arms around Dominic, grasping the fabric of his jacket. He's really tall, and have his eyes always been that blue? They're so clear that I can see myself in them, almost. Hey, he's smiling. I thought he's not those kind of smiley people. You have to dance, don't just stare. He murmurs to me, his deep voice reverberating in my ears over the heavy bass. Bass? Let me get a screenshot. Hey, come on. Hey, there we go. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Just been a while since I did this, that's all. I awkwardly start to move a little with the music, avoiding Dominic's gaze. Hey! I feel like he's enjoying this a lot more than he should be, considering the situation. The club is so packed with people that's practically a zoo. But after a while, I don't notice them as much, because all of that, like, Dominic's is all about, like, everything you can think of is about Dominic. Come on. My heartbeat should be slowing down now. We should have stopped running. Yet it's still pounding a mile a minute. What is that kind of description of a heartbeat? I don't know. Dominic doesn't bother glancing around for the other vampires at all. Instead, he just watches me. His eyes seem to glow a little in the dark, phasing at my face with unusually intense look. You're gonna make me self-conscious watching me like that. I hope you're staring because my hair's on point, not because I look like dinner. Hey! My mother is swallowed up by the music, but there's a chance Dominic heard me, because his lips curl into a sly grin. The tips of his fangs glimmered faintly when they catch the light, simultaneously deadly and beautiful. Hey, just let him bite you, come on. Just to be the end of it, but no, I want to enjoy the story more. Normally, I hate clubs, but I'd be lying if I said this wasn't sort of fun. Because Dominic's here, come on. There's a chance Rex and the others are inside watching us, but it's hard for me to think that when Dominic squeezes my hips, pressing against me to the beat of the music. Ooh, smexy. But really, how the hell did this turn out to be some kind of weird date? It doesn't really feel like we're just acting to throw off the vampires anymore. That, or Dominic deserves an Oscar. Shit, I didn't intend for things to end up like this. Hey! You want a drink? Dominic casually leans in to murmur a question in my ears. No, I'm fine, thanks. I'm thanks? Really? What did I say? I'm fine, thanks. Man, now it seriously feels like a date. You are on a date, come on, just enjoy it. Jeez. Just take the hint. Man, now it seriously feels like a date. An awkward, spontaneous date. Although judging from Dominic's smirk at my flustered response, his only goal with that question was to make me embarrassed. He's got a sadistic streak to balance out his generosity, alright? I mean, it's fine. How about you? You want a drink? Now that you mentioned it. My eyes widen when Dominic actually nods. A teasing light flashes in his eyes. Wait, he must mean... No, seriously? Blood? Only if you're offering, though. I won't force you. He gently squeezes my waist, making me relax a bit, but I still hesitate. Can I really trust him like that? Oh, okay, this is kind of a hard question for me. Shit. Half of me want to pick this and half of me want to refuse. Shit. I mean, one point I want to let him drink from me, because I want to thank him for being like this to me, but at some point I can't really just do whatever he says, but shit. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna play risky. Come on, like, this is a dating game. Like, if you don't go big, just go home. Come on. Well, I'm a little curious about it, I'll admit. Just don't drain me dry, okay? That'll be a shitty first date. Oh. For a split second, Dominic looks shocked, like he wasn't even expecting an answer. Hey! But before I know it, he reaches out to grab me, taking my body tightly against his chest. Oh, just relax. His hot whisper filled my ear, and as if he just flipped a switch, my anxiety starts to fade. It gets hard to think about anything other than Dominic, and even when I close my eyes and tilt my head back, all I can envision is his eager gaze. Something sharp starts to tease along my skin, dragging a line from my collar to the side of my neck. I feel his wet tongue flickering out against a certain spot, followed by the brush of his lips. Then he pauses, and everything in the world seems to freeze for a moment. Oh! I'm constipated. A grabbing pain shoots through my body, making my eyes water and my stomach do an awful backflip. My first instinct is to try and shove Dominic away, but I force myself to stay calm. And then, bit by bit, the pain begins to sweeten. Hey! Dominic. I'm sorry, guys! I'm not used to do shit like that. As he holds me tightly in his arms, burying his face against my neck, I start to feel a little dizzy. My skin's growing hotter and hotter, and an unusual heat bubbles at the base of my spine. Sweet. Somehow I managed to hear Dominic's low growl, but it feels like his voice is almost coming from inside of my mind. The pounding bass fades far into the distance, as all I can hear and feel is Dominic, his fangs buried in me as he suckles hungrily at my flesh. I don't know if the mic picked up. This is completely surrender. If he wanted to, he could drain me dry right away and no one would notice. It's too dark and crowded. But I don't feel scared. My heart's pounding a mile a minute, but all I can think of is giving myself to him. More. 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 How is it? That's why I can't stream right in front of my mom. I can't do that shit. I have to do it whenever the house is empty. When Dominic finally pulls back, licking a red drop off his upper lip, I struggle to catch my breath. He must have noticed my reaction, because he gives me a long feral smirk and brushes his fingertips against my throat. It was hard keeping a hold of myself. Especially with you smirking against me like that. Squirming against me like that. Can't have been that bad for you, shit. Acute embarrassment makes my lightheadedness vanish, and I know my face has to be the same color as a cherry. Sorry I was jerking around or anything. I hope you got enough. Not sure that's even possible. No, like humans regenerate blood like fairly quickly. I mean, after a few days or a week, then you're fine. As the last traces of that incredible sensation gradually fade away, I can't help but feel happy about Dominic's reaction. He pulls me into another dance, and I notice his eyes are burning brighter, his usual cool expression now warm and eager. Even his skin feels a little hot, like part of him's alive again. And there's something strangely bittersweet about that thought. We dance for what feels like hours afterwards, though at the same time it passes in the blink of an eye. When I start to get a little tired, I lean against Dominic's chest, and a pleased smile briefly curls on his lips. Finally, just as it's getting close to dawn, we reluctantly separate and make our way to the exit. Oh my god. I'm so embarrassed. It's still dark when I can't even speak, right? I'm like, more and more errors just occur. I'm so sorry. I mean, like, this game is starting to punch a hole in my heart and my brain, so I'm so sorry if I fuck up. It's still dark when you emerge on the street, although probably not for much longer. With the music now muffled by concrete walls, an awkward silence drifts between us. Let's go. Right. Oh my god! Shit. I entirely forgot that he was supposed to be taking me home. I mean, well, something unexpected happened. That was the whole point of me meeting up, wasn't it? So how did that just happen? I mean, you should thank Rex for just making this happen, really. I bite my lip as we head down the sidewalk again, but Dominic seems completely at ease. Well, it's just like he had sex. Like the top just relaxes while the bottom tenses up after. Is that how things work? I think that's how that works. This guy, I guess he's not even worried that the other vampires would come after us. Am I the weird one for being so flustered about anything? Everything, sorry. We end up making it to my apartment building without any incident. When we reach the door, Dominic stops so I can come to a halt in front of him. Thanks. It's fine. With that casual response, he starts to turn away. Hey, wait! When I hastily call out to him, Dominic pauses to look back at me. Were you planning on coming back to the diner tomorrow night? You don't have to or anything, but... He tilts his head to one side, quirking an eyebrow slightly. I said I'd help you, didn't I? He sounds puzzled, as if that was only something natural. It probably sounds like I'm questioning his kindness, but after tonight's chase, I wouldn't blame him for wanting to keep his distance, is it? I just wasn't sure how long you would... Never mind. My response trails off into an awkward mutter, and I avert my gaze grimacing, sorry. As long as you need me. Aww. Hey, I'm gonna need you forever. Come on, turn me into a vampire. I don't care. If I could just be with you forever, I'll be a vampire with you. Come on. Dominic's words sound unusually gentle, so much that I look up at him in surprise. But he's already turning around again, starting to walk away with his hands shoving in his pockets. In time, I just watch his tall figure gradually head into the distance, until finally he disappears around the corner. His parting words feel like a dream, and I almost have to wonder if I didn't mishear them. As long as you need me. Seriously, what a weird guy. I mutter myself in disbelief while climbing the stairs, unable to contain a smile. That's so sweet! Unlike last night, a warm feeling bubbles in my chest when I reach my apartment. I don't understand Dominic at all, but deep down, I can see that he has a good heart. I mean, I can see it from miles away. Come on, I'm a dating master. So that's why I picked Dominic, because I like him a lot already. I mean, I kind of, not resemble, I mean, I can relate to Dominic a little bit. It's the last thing I'd expect from someone who's supposed to be a blood-sucking monster. I mean, probably that's me when I become a vampire, who knows. I guess you really can't judge a book by its cover, huh? This time, when I throw myself onto my bed, it doesn't take long for the drowsiness to take over me. As I slip into unconsciousness, the last image I see is Dominic's bright blue eyes glittering warmly in the dark, swallowing me in their endless depths. Hey, maybe I should end this here. Oh, what is this? Okay. I should end this here because, like, who knows? Like, who knows when my mom is gonna come back? And I think this is a good place to stop. So I hope you guys enjoy my embarrassingly, lewd voice acting. It's keep punching holes in my heart. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.